let's see, the 140. Here y'all is. Green is what's going to make up most of the tests. And I know you can't see this very well, so you, let me do this. That might be a little bit better. Is that a little bit better? Probably a little bit of 3.2. And then, of course, that's basic differentiation all the way down to product rule and quotient rule. And the chain rule and implicit. I forgot about that. So we'll go into implicit next. Now you notice that I'm skipping some stuff. Well, the yellow will make up for some more stuff that might be on the test, and that will be trig and trig and okay, that's going to be green. Log's going to be green. All right, so that's what 70% of your test is going to come from the green. So I'm going to write that out to the side so we can make sure everybody understands that. 3.3, 3.4, 3.7, 3.8, and 3.9. 80% of the test, or 70% of the test. 30% is the derivative, 3.2, 3.5, 3.10. Derivatives is rate of change, that's word problems, and I might throw one of them on the test, but I think you see that 70% is going to be coming from those sections. Does everybody understand? 70%, 3.3, 3.4, 3.7, 3.8, 3.9. 30% of the test, 3.2, 3.5, 3.6, which is word problems pretty much, and 3.10. And if I was to pick a more important section, that would be 3.5 and 3.10. I would probably color that orange. 3.5 and 3.10 as the second most important to the 70%. So you can pretty much guarantee that these 5 sections and these 2 sections will be on the test no matter what. Okay, so that's why I'm spending more time on this and I'm skipping over stuff, because I'll do this next week sometime, but I'm really concerned about this stuff. Capiche? Okay, does the ceilings and the walls understand okay? Since I can see, okay, we got a thumb. Miss Gonzalez, are you having a bad hair day? She must be having a bad hair day or something. Maybe she colored her hair.
I'm eating breakfast.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm eating breakfast.
Oh, we'll all make fun of you while you're eating breakfast. We'll just mute our mics.
I know, that's why you guys are watching the ceiling.
But I do appreciate you having a sense of humor. That's a good thing. Not many people have it, so you're gonna have a nice office one day. You're not gonna have a closet office or a janitorial office. All right, so let's go to assignments, and I want to go over chain rule. So let's go to 3.7.
Priority 1 message coming in on
And I'm going to
secure
pull
channel.
out the problems that I would put on a test. All right, there's a problem right there. F of x is equal to square root of 2x plus 6. Anything that you have to rewrite, you can bet your bottom dollar it'll be on the test, because that's part of being in calculus, having to rewrite things so you can actually do the calculus. All right, so with that being said, I'm going to rewrite this with a set of parentheses. And I've got my, okay, so f of x is equal to 2x plus 6 to the 1/2 power. And boom, as soon as you do that, you say to yourself, oh gosh, I got parentheses. That means I got to use the chain rule. And the chain rule is the power rule. The chain rule is equal to the power rule with the derivative of what's inside. And the derivative of what's inside is always referring to what's inside the parentheses. So with that being said, we're going to do the power rule. F prime of x is equal to 1/2 times 2x plus 6, 1/2 minus 1, and then the derivative of 2x is what?
2.
2. And now you incorporate that 2 with that 1/2, and you're going to get 2 times 1/2 times 2x plus 6 to the 1/2 minus 2/2. And f prime of x, the final answer, is equal to 2x plus 6 to the negative 1/2, which is basically 1 over the square root of 2x plus 6. Or you could write it like that. Remember, some cultures do not have a problem with a negative exponent. This resolution is not set up right. And there's one other way you could write it. You could rationalize the denominator. You could make this equal to, let's see, or you could have 1 over 2x plus 6 to the 1/2 power. Or you could have the square root of 2x plus 6 over 2x plus 6. You could have that. I don't really care. And you can use an argument, or you have 4 arguments right there. If you get one wrong on the test and you put this and they said this is the answer, or you put this and they said this is the answer, I'll take any of those. Capiche? All right, that's a test question. I'm also going to be looking for nested questions. What are nested questions? Somebody tell me what a nested question is.
No idea.
You are kidding me. Y'all have been through 12 years of math and nobody has mentioned to you what a nested question is? Wow. Huh. All right, well, let me make up one. All right, this is a test question. I'll be looking for questions like this. 2, okay, f of x is equal to 2x minus 3 to the 3/2 power times x squared. There we go. All right. Now, you could multiply that 2 times that x squared. That's really not going to help you. What do we got to use here?
Chain rule and then the product rule.
Chain rule and the what?
Product rule.
So what is a nested problem?
A question where you got to do two like different things.
You got two properties in one question. That's called a nested question. Okay? So I've got to multiply this by this. Now, I could easily have made this x minus 1 quantity squared, but I just made it x squared because I wanted to make it easy on you. So let's go ahead and do first, and I'm going to highlight this one as the first. That's the first. And this is the second. Okay, so first, times the derivative of the second plus the second times the derivative of the first. Okay? So let's rewrite it. We're going to do it step by step. And what is the derivative of x squared?
2.
2x. Thank you. Plus x squared times, and I'm going to put this in parentheses because I'm going to do this chain rule here. And I'm going to write it in steps. 3/2 times 2 times x minus 3 to the 3/2 minus 1. And what's in the parentheses? Well, x minus 3 is in the parentheses, Hubert. Okay, so what is the derivative of x minus 3?
1.
1. Now, I was easy on you. I could have made this 2x squared minus 3, and then that would have been 4x. But you got to remember, parentheses, take the derivative of what's inside. Okay, now the calculus is over. Get to work. Calculus is over, so get to work. Miss Brown, do you have a question?
No, sir.
Well, you were giving me I was looking at your facial expression, and your facial expression was saying that this was Martian. So I didn't know if, or you can't see it very well. Which one is it?
Well, I'm outside, so it's really bright.
Yeah. Al fresco. You know, when you go al fresco, you got these problems with sunlight. But you can wear your sunglasses inside. That's okay for women. Men, it's an indicator, but women can do that. Men, it's a good indicator for future domestic abuse. Those are the kind of men that make you, you know, well, I'm not going to say anymore. I'm just going to be quiet. So that 2x can be multiplied by that 2. So we can do all the algebra right here. That'd be 4x times x minus 3 to the 3 halves. That's done. And over here, we got a mess. So let's see what we can clear up. Can we cancel those 2's? Yeah, Hubert, we can do that. Thank you, class. And cancel these 2's. And 1 times x squared is what? X squared. So the times that 3, we're going to have plus 3x squared. And then that takes care of this, that, and that. So we're left with x minus 3 and 3 halves minus 2 halves. And so we've got 4x times x minus 3 to the 3 halves plus 3x squared times x minus 3 to the what? 1/2. And that's f prime of x, sorry. Well, Hubert, could you factor out an x and an x minus 3 to the 1/2? Yes, you could. And I'm going to do that just so you can remember how to do that, because there are some standardized test questions where you factor out a fractional exponent. That is a standardized test question. So I'm just going to remind you how to do that. And I'm going to factor out an x, and the lowest denominator, the lowest exponent is 1/2. So that's what you always factor out, your lowest exponent. So that's going to be x minus 3 to the 1/2. And that's going to leave 4 times x minus 3. What's 3 halves divided by 1/2? Well, it's 3 halves minus 1/2, quotient rule, which is 2 halves, which is 1. Plus, well, that's going to be 3x times x minus 3. What is 1/2 minus 1/2? That's to the 0 power, so that's equal to, that goes out. So final answer, you can have 2 final answers. F prime of x is equal to 4x times x minus 3 to the 3 halves plus 3x squared times x minus 3 to the 1/2. Or you could factor out an x and a x minus 3 to the 1/2, and that will leave you with 4 times x minus 3 plus 3x. And then that can go down x times x minus 3 to the 1/2, 4x minus 12 plus 3x. And that's going to be x times x minus 3 to the 1/2, 7x minus 12. So you could have this as an answer. You could have this as an answer, or you could have this as an answer. And see, that was a nested question. But you can see again that what? That the algebra here, right here, is the calculus. There's the calculus. The rest of it is algebra. Okay, that's a made-up nested question where you have a property inside of another property. Here you had the product rule inside the what? I'm sorry, the chain rule inside the product rule. All right. Let's do another homework question. Oh my Lord. We already did that one. We already did that one. That's not the ones I'm looking for. I'm looking for some nested problems. Really? Okay, that's another good one. That's a good test question, but I've already done one like that. So trying to see if they have any nested problems. Okay. Try that one. F of x is equal to x times 7x plus 1 to the 1/3 power. So go ahead and work that one out. This chain rule. I don't think they want to do it by nested. Let me check right quick. I don't think they're doing it nested. Yeah, they are. First times the derivative of the second plus the second times the derivative of the first. They are doing it that way. Okay. So go right ahead and do it with the product rule. F prime of x is equal to the first times the derivative of the second
Can't see you now.
plus the second. Hold on a second. I'm writing it down. I'm giving y'all a chance to write everything down. Plus the second. Thank you for the interaction. Thank you for the communication. Times the derivative of the first. And here you go. All right, now I'm going to let y'all do this one before we start. I'm going to let y'all do it. Let's take 2 minutes and do that problem. And if you can't do it, just chalk it up as failure. Is that focused to y'all? Let me see if I can get a better focus. I'm gonna put it on autofocus. Is that focused?
Yep.
Yeah, Hubert. No, Hubert, it looks like crap.
It looks fine on my computer.
Thank you. Thank you for the interaction. John, the reason we're giving you bad valuation is because you won't freaking talk to anybody. You don't communicate. So that's why we're giving you the office beside the bathroom. Good God, people. F prime of x is equal to x bracket. And here we go. Product rule. 1/3 times 7x plus 1. 1/3 minus 1 times the parentheses. What is the derivative of 7x plus 1?
7.
7. Plus 7x plus 1 to the 1/3. And what is the derivative of x?
1.
Okay, so the calculus is over. F prime of x is equal to, and I'm going to put brackets around this just so y'all know that this is a separate term from this one. So this one, that's 7, can come out here with this x because you're multiplying it all together. 2 times 3 is the same as 3 times 2. So it doesn't really matter. Miss Gonzalez, your little orchid with your little design looks like you're in a hotel lobby. She looks like she's in a hotel lobby. All right. And she done went back to sleep. She not talking.
No, I'm still here.
Oh, you still there? You playing possum?
They're my mom's. It's her birthday today, so my dad.
Well,
gave out
tell her they're beautiful.
I will.
All right.
I'll pass
So
it on.
7x times 1/3, 7x plus 1, 1/3 minus 2/3. Sorry, 1/3 minus 3/3 is negative 2/3, and that's all one term. Plus 1 times 7x plus 1 to the 1/3. Now I did put some steps in there. You could have skipped this step and gone 7x over 3, blah, blah, blah.
Where did you get 7x from?
7. Right there. See it?
Yes, sir.
Now, is that very popular in calculus? Yes. This 7 comes out here with this x. Yes. And that the 1/3, get used to that. You're going to be doing that a lot. All right. So that's going to be f prime of x is equal to 7x over 3 times 7x plus 1 to the 2/3 plus 7x plus 1 to the 1/3. And I don't foresee, now you could factor out a 7x plus 1 to the negative 2/3 power, but I don't think one of these probably is going to be your answer. I mean, you could take it down further, but I just see, let me put a third one. F of x, prime of x, is equal to, I'm going to factor out a 7x plus 1 to the negative 2/3. I'm going to factor that out. And that will give me a 7x over 3 plus, and 1/3 minus the negative 2/3 is 3/3, right? So that would be just 7x plus 1. And you could get a common denominator here, but I don't think they want y'all to go that far. So there's 3 possible answers. Let's see what they're doing. Three. They did go further. Well, what'd they do? Looks like they did put the 3 on the bottom right here. And they did 7x to the 1/3. I don't know what they did. Oh, I know what they did. They got one denominator. Yuck. Okay, I'll show you what they did. Right here, they got a common denominator of 3 times 7x plus 1 to the 2/3.
Priority 1 message coming in on secure
That's
channel.
what they did. So here, f prime of x is equal to 7x over 3 times 7x plus 1 to the 2/3 plus 7x plus 1 to the 1/3 over 1. And they're getting a common denominator of this, which that's okay because I think that's going to end up making this, the parentheses fall off of this. I think, I'm not sure. So the common denominator is 3 times 7x plus 1 to the 2/3 power. And this will go into this. 1 times 7 is 7x. And this will go into this. 3 times this. So that's going to be 3 times 7x plus 1 to the 2/3 times 7x plus 1 to the 1/3. I'm converting the numerator. And that's going to be 7x plus 3 times 7x plus 1 over all that trash. And that's going to be 7x plus 21x plus 3 over all that trash. And that's going to be 28x plus 3 over all that stuff. So that's what they did. They got a common denominator right here. So that's another way to write the answer. I think y'all are starting to see, hopefully, that, and I'm just going to, here we go right here. Let's see. Technically, this right here is calculus. Okay. Do y'all want to know the good news or the bad news?
Bad news for us.
The bad news is that there are actually people that have sat through a college calculus class and the teacher did not get across to them that 90% of calculus is algebra. That's the bad news. The good news is some of y'all are finding this out. And you're finding it out because all that is algebra, and getting to these spots right here is algebra. And hopefully some of y'all are starting to see why you didn't do well in previous high school calculus courses or college calculus courses.
So
A
you
lot of it has to do with if you suck at algebra or not. And then you put on top of that either a crappy student or a crappy teacher. What does that make up? Failure. So
so are you
hopefully
talking?
some of y'all are starting to see. Just the bad news is I know one or two of y'all have sat through a whole semester and you didn't even know that algebra was your problem.
So are
You're
you
welcome. What?
Are you talking about just Calc 1 or are you talking about just entire?
Just Calc 1. A lot of people fail Calc 1 because they suck at algebra. Now, your case, I don't think that happened, Mr. Pagella, because you had a great, I think you told me one time you had a fantastic algebra teacher.
Yeah.
And now that's where the crappy student or the crappy teacher comes in. I'm going to be honest with you. I had this is no joke. I had a student come out of my algebra class and go into a college algebra class and couldn't even stay in the first week. Now, that's nothing but the teacher. That's nothing but the teacher. Because the two classes were feeding into each other. My class fed into this other class. The student didn't even know what was going on. They didn't even know what, and what make it worse, they actually were doing the same stuff that they were doing in my class, just that the teacher lobotomized them the first week of class. They didn't even know which way was up. That's sad. But some people are born and they can't tell you how to make a ham sandwich. Have you ever met somebody like that?
I have not, no.
You will. Wait till you get in your career. You'll have people that can't do anything. But they're smart and they can do other things, but they can't do simple things like convey or communicate.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of teachers that have the credentials, out the roof, but they can't tell you how to go home. They can't give you directions to their house without you getting lost. Tell me I'm not. How many of you have had an experience in calculus before? Am I not right? There are some teachers that can't tell you how to do anything. Okay. And I hope I'm not one of them, but my retention says differently. My retention rates say differently. And there is, I think, what they got right here. 28x plus 3. 28x plus 3. That's what they did. All right, let's see if they got another good one in here. Oh, yeah, we can't do that one. Go ahead and try that one. It's a fraction and a radical. So y'all won't even write this one down. Y'all just skip this one. Y is equal to the fourth root of 4x over 9x minus 7. Now, why would I give y'all this on a test? To make you quit. I would approach this one with the chain rule first, and the chain rule is going to turn into a nested quotient rule. Because of what? Because of what's in the parentheses. What's your first step?
Rewrite
Starts
it.
with an R. Rewrite. All right, I'm going to give y'all 2 minutes. And I know Miss Gonzalez is having a bad hair day because she's already had enough time to eat breakfast.
I'm a slow eater.
Oh, is that it? She tried to color her hair, y'all, and it's orange. That's what's happened. And Mr. Jones, Mr. Jones has given us a good ceiling, a good wall picture. Sullivan's given us a good ceiling fan picture. And we always get the right arm of Mr. Austin. That's not even his right arm. That's his chair, I think. Miss Hightower, she's giving us a forehead. Okay, now Miss Crosby, you got to help me out. You look like you're in a wind tunnel. Why does it look like you're in a wind tunnel?
That's because my bedroom's in the loft, so the ceiling is like slanted.
Oh, okay, that's neat.
Yeah, and then that's just my ceiling fan. So
Yeah,
that's
we had a student last semester lived in jail, and no, I'm just kidding. Can you imagine teaching somebody that was?
I was
in jail?
getting ready to say, how is that possible?
Oh well, you don't know how many benefits you get in jail. The person that caused the crime gets more rights than the victim. Didn't you know that?
I was gonna say you get free food, free
Yep.
rent,
Free cable, free weight room.
a gym membership.
Yep. Things were much simpler when they just hung you or shot you. I think, what state is it trying to bring back the firing squad?
I think South Carolina.
But hey,
Yeah, I think there's somebody gonna like get the death penalty, and they like opted for the firing squad over the chair. I think.
what? That bullet don't cost but about $1.90. Okay. Oh God, I said bullet. I'm going to offend somebody. All right. Y is equal to 1/4. Personally, I think, you know what I think about being punished when you're a criminal? I think you should be punished with whatever crime you did. So if you murdered somebody, if you raped somebody, so that's my own personal opinion. Or you let the victim of the family of the victim decide. That'd be 4x over 9x minus 7 to the 1/4 minus 1. And I'm going to take my handy dandy. We did the power rule, but what's inside? The quotient rule. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to write down in big brackets the denominator, and I'm going to do it in I've got some pinkish Amazon bargain. Ooh, Amazon bargain. When did I turn off has my camera been off this whole time?
I think so.
I'm sorry. I guess y'all say I'm a hypocrite. Here, I'll just do this. There you go. Is that okay? Yeah, I'll just show y'all the ceiling too. So that's going to be denominator times numerator prime well, I did it backwards. Oh well. Minus, and that's red, the numerator times the denominator prime. The numerator is 4x times denominator prime, 9x minus 7, over denominator squared. Okay, technically we're done with the, except for that little bit of math here, we're done. And we did that, we gotta do the derivative here and here. We're done with the calculus, but let's go ahead and write one more. Y is equal to 1/4 times 4x over 9x minus 7. 1/4 minus 4/4 is negative 3/4. Brackets 9x minus 7 times 4 minus brackets 4x times what? 9 all over 9x minus 7 quantity squared. All right? Now simplify. Start simplifying. Does everybody enjoy seeing my ceiling fan?
Are you having a bad hair day?
Yeah, I always have a bad hair day. No, I really don't, because I got perfect hair, so I ain't got to worry about it. The reason it's perfect hair is because I keep it short. I don't have to worry about it. I just wish my beard and mustache would communicate with my hair. But it doesn't, so. So you can condense, that numerator is going to simplify, and you can, this is exponent over index. You can flip this upside down, and that'll change that to a positive. So that might be worth doing. There's all kind of algebra in here that you need to be able to do. So I'm going to write it on the next page. Well, no, I'm not. I'm going to fold this. Okay, there's our part of our problem, and we'll start simplifying. Now Miss Qualls is making us dizzy. Thank you, Miss Qualls. So y is equal to 1/4 times 9x minus 7 over 4x, and that's to the 3/4, times 36x minus 28 minus 36x. Oh my gosh. That's good. Something cancels out. That's good. 9x minus 7 quantity squared. And of course, this cancels. And let's see. The 1 times this really doesn't change. Well, we got, this is exponent over index. So we're talking about y is equal to 1/4 times the 4th root of 9x minus 7 over 4x raised to the 3rd power. I don't think that's going to do anything. Times negative 28 over 9x minus 7 to the 2nd power. See, you can't do anything with these two. I'm trying to think if I could get rid of this radical, but I'd have to raise this to the 1/4 power.
Priority 1 message coming in
And that
on
ain't gonna
secure
work.
channel.
I swear I believe they're going to cancel out a whole lot more. Let me see. They should be getting a simple answer, because I think those 9x minus 7s and that 4. Okay, there's our 7. I see our 7 right here. Negative 7, that 4x and that 28 cancel. So there's the negative 7. And then you got the 4x to the 3/4. Yeah, they're canceling out those negatives. Let me go back. Yeah, next quino. They're canceling out more right here. All right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to raise this to the 3/4 and raise this to the 3/4, and then I can cancel these two right here. So I'm going to do this. Y is equal to 1/4 times 9x minus 7 to the 3/4 over 4x to the 3/4 times negative 28 over 9x minus 7 to the 2nd power. And now I can put all this in 1 because it's multiplication, and I get y prime, or whatever we're on. Y prime is equal to 1 times negative 28 times 9x minus 7 to the 3/4 power divided by 4 times 4x to the 3/4 power times 9x minus 7 to the 2nd power. And I think y'all are starting to see there's the negative 7 right here. And 3/4 minus 2. 2 is 8/4. So 3/4 minus 8/4 is 5/4. So that's going to be a negative 5/4 up here. I'm thinking out loud. And then there's the 4x to the 3/4. I don't think that changes. Let's see. Let's see if they change that. Yeah, the 4x to the 3/4. Yeah, there's the 5/4. Okay, so we got the answer. We got it. So let me show you how they finished it out. All right, so 28 divided by 4 is 7. So that cancels, and that makes a 7. And then 9x, this is 3/4, and that's 8/4. So I'm going to go to the next page. And that's going to be y prime is equal to -7 9x minus 7 to the 3/4 over 4x to the 3/4 times 9x minus 7 to the 8/4. And then, of course, 3/4 minus 8/4. Because I'm taking it up or I'm subtracting it. Y prime is equal to -7 times 9x minus 7 to the -5/4 over 4x to the 3/4. And then, of course, you bring this down. And your final answer is -7 over 4x to the 3/4 times 9x minus 7 to the 5/4. So we had the right answer, we just didn't take it down far enough. And I will be, somewhat lenient. Especially, I shouldn't put a lot of time-consuming problems on there. I'm just showing you these because I want you to see how people fail calculus. And again, I hate to show you this, but there's the calculus right here. Right there. Maybe one more line with the calculus, but the rest of it's algebra. Okay, let's do one more problem. And let's move. I want to try to get. All right, try that one. I'd put that one on test just because y'all freak out when y'all see E. So y is equal to 6 minus e to the x to the 3rd power. And don't forget, we are doing the chain rule, and there are the parentheses. So I'll give you a couple of minutes. Who did you have before, Mr. Pagella?
Are you talking about calculus?
Yeah.
I had Ward.
Yeah.
I thought I could make it through her class, but I was not successful.
That's who I had, and it was not fun.
What's it like in there? What is it like? Presentation and you don't ask questions or what?
I mean, she'll just go over some problems in the book, but that's about it. And she sucks at explaining. So, like, she's like, you can't really, it's like, the same complex information, and that's about it. Yeah.
So she did the same problems that we doing, except, I mean, did she pull problems out of the My Lab's math or what?
I don't quite remember. I think it was like just out of the textbook. She was like explaining a concept. I don't think it was like from the homework. I think you had to like go to her office hours if you wanted to help with the homework, but I think it was just mostly from the textbook she taught out of.
Anybody else have another teacher that had calculus before?
I had her, and the problems she went over would be like the simple chain rule problems that we're doing right now. And then like the test would come and it would be these long complex ones that we'd have to do.
These nested problems like we're doing right now?
Yeah. That would be huge ones that we hadn't ever seen before.
Yeah, I heard that one teacher locks the door at like 8 o'clock. If your class is 8 o'clock, they'll lock the door. I've heard that. I'm just like, that's ridiculous. Okay. So this is the chain rule. So let's do the product rule first. 3 times 6 minus e to the x to the 4th power times the derivative of what's inside.
That's to the 2nd power, by the way, not the 4th.
I guess 3 minus 1 is 4 now. God. Thank you. And what is the derivative of 0 minus e? Well, I'm sorry, I just said it. Negative e to the x is your derivative. And the final answer is negative 3 e to the x times 6 minus e to the x. And that's pretty much all you can do on that one. I don't think they would do anything else with that one, but they could. Let's see. 3. They're showing you they just showed y'all the product, I mean the chain rule. Did y'all see that? Let's see if we can get them to pull it up. Not this one. There's the chain rule. Now do y'all see why I don't show y'all the chain rule?
Yep.
Because I'm going to be honest with you. More students get confused by looking at that trash than they actually do looking at an example. That's why students don't know how to do the chain rule right here. All right, there's the problem. Negative 3e to the x, 6, there you go. That's a good test question. Short and what? Short and sweet. Now, you notice that I'm skipping a lot of the trig questions. That you should be skipping those too, because we haven't, I'll give y'all something if y'all want to try them. Let me give y'all this, because I gave it to the other class yesterday. And I'm fixing to attach it in the conversation. And where is it? There it is. And it's loading, and I'm sending it right now. Somebody tell me, affirm that you get it. You got it, please.
I saw it.
Okay. So open that up, and that's your derivatives for your trig functions. But the trig functions, I'm not worried about those. Y'all will be able to do those by memory. I'm not worried about that. I'm more worried about the chain rule, quotient rule, product rule, and the power rule. So just skip those for right now. Oh, look at that one. I'm gonna start you off. I know it's time to go. We'll have to stop there. That's a good test question though. All right. I've already called the roll Monday through Wednesday. So y'all are good to go. Just make sure I see y'all Monday, okay? You should be working on 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, 3.7. And I'll see y'all Monday. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Thank you.
Oh, there's Miss Hightower.
Thank you.
She did show up.
Thank you.
See ya.
Take care.
You called me out about my ceiling earlier.
About your what?
My ceiling. You said Miss Hightower's only showing her forehead.
Yeah, well, you didn't let us see your face. All we saw was the top of your forehead and your ceiling.
Every time I would sit up, my dog would jump on me, and that would distract me. So I was like trying to sit like this so he'd stay still over there.
Well, you have a good weekend.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.